Welcome to Expertzlab Technologies Private Limited, Palarivattam, Kochi. This is the third part of the Linux training, so let's start. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So let's continue on the Unix commands that we were trying to learn. We have studied about file system, like using cd commands to move through various parts of the file system, and also we understood how we can create folders, rename them, delete them. We also see in file management creating files easy way and then go back to the desired location quickly using popd and pushd. Today we will be looking at a little more detail on folder and file management. So let's look at how to move to a parent directory from a current directory. So let me take a command window and then present working directory. As you know, we are in the data folder, and then we want to move one step above, so we'll use cd dot dot and then press enter. So we goes to the volumes folder, then present working directory, which shows we are one step above, like volumes data. That was the parent, that was the current directory when we started, and then when we use cd dot dot, we moved one step above within the file structure. So in that way, when we look at the slides again, we will be moved to any folder in the file hierarchy to a particular position, and then let's look at a quick way to create a file somewhere. Okay, let's see that. So I'm again going to an inner folder, data, workspace, works. So now what is my file hierarchy, folder hierarchy? I am in works folder, which is inside workspace, that in turn inside data, and data's parent is volumes. So in the works folder I'm going to create a look at a temp folder exists or not. So for that we can use an ls command, ls. So you have so many files and folders inside the works folder, and then you type cd temp. You're just moving into the temp folder. There's a tip here we seeing already, but I just want to emphasize that point, that you type a few letters of a folder or a file and then press tab. So automatically in Linux or Mac system the file path will be completed. That's a very good for easy navigation and a help for any programmer to autocomplete and then quickly jump from one location to another. So we move to temp folder. So what is the current folder now? So we are in temp folder within the works. Now if we want to create a file quickly, so there is a command to create a file, touch, then give the file name. So that means you can give just touch and then give a name abc.txt. So at abc.txt, txt is an extension which generally refers to a text file, and now when you press ls you can see a file created with the name abc.txt. Now there is an easier way to write something into that file. So look here, we can see that you have a file name created already by using touch, and then you can use echo command, echo command, and then type some string here, anything what you want to store into that particular file. So we use a greater than symbol in between the content and the file name. So let's see that quickly. Echo hello, how are you? So in between the command echo and then this greater than symbol, everything will be considered as the content, and then you give the command the file name abc.txt. Then when you enter that, this refers to hello, how are you? That is the content that goes to into this file. So this greater than symbols refers to whatever there in the file will be completely erased, and this content will be stored inside it. So if you want to see the content of that file, then you can use a command cat, cat. So cat abc.txt, which will show you whatever you have stored into that file just a few moments before. So let's repeat again. Say echo I'm good and how are you. So then if I use the same greater than symbol, whatever there was, the hello how are you, that will be erased and the new content will be stored inside it. So if you see that cat abc.txt again, the new content will be inside that file, but the old hello how are you would have been removed. So what is the solution? The easiest way is that you can replace this greater than with a double equals, so that you can append instead of erasing everything. So instead of erasing, you could use a double greater here, so that when you press enter, so you have I am good and how are you two times now, because that original content was there, what was there in the abc.txt will not be removed. So you can see the two lines. So this greater than double greater symbol will be used for appending anything into a particular file. So this is just we have done, like echo content and then greater than file name, and then if you want to append anything into that file, use this greater than symbol. So there is a better way to edit a file rather than command line like this. So that is vi or vim. So you can try vi, because m is an extension to vi. If you have to separately install it by using the command apt get vim. So probably you'll have to be a super user in order to install it. Means I'm using VI or VIM, whichever. VIM will be having a little bit more colorful screen and more readable in that sense. So let's start with using VIM command. So I'm going to the terminal again, and then I'm typing VIM space abc.txt. So everything what was there in the file will be visible in editor. So see that blue tilde on the left hand side of the file, which refers to empty lines. So in order to go outside this particular editor, you have to press colon and then WQ. So you see the lower bottom side, some symbols are coming, whatever letters are coming, whatever you type. So that refers to command line for this editor as well. So colon for switching, giving some commands in terms of letters, and then W for write. So we say whatever you have changed, if you have changed anything. I haven't really changed anything here at this moment, but we will shortly do it. So Q for quit from this editor. So this is just a start of using the editor VI. Generally, VI editor is known as the king of the editors, because most of the expert programmers and the developers, if they want to use any text editor, if they really want to edit something so quickly, they will prefer to use VIM rather than using any GUI editor, because that requires so many selections in the command and so many mouse clicks. Normally developers doesn't like take out their hands from the keyboards, so that they will be always using certain commands. They prefer typing. Probably if their fingers are not really burned or not tiresome, basically rather than moving your mouse and clicking, they prefer pressing some keystrokes than using mouse. That's a developer kind of attitude. So we will be learning a little bit more on using VI editor. So if you use VI, it's just fine, VI abc.txt. This will work in the same way, and then I'm just demonstrating. Don't press anything at the moment, because every letter that you press becomes a command if you are not switching into edit mode. Switching into edit mode, I will shortly explain that, but at this moment, try with me. Just press colon, then WQ and press enter. So you came out of the editor. So in order to reach or in order to move to the editor, use the command vim and then abc.txt and then press enter. So you have reached into the editor again, and then for quit colon WQ enter, right? So, or you can just use Q if you haven't really changed anything in the file, then probably you can just use Q and then press enter. It will also help you to quickly out. But if really you have changed something, so for example, I'm going to change. So it's a different editor. So probably you will have to really look at there is some shortcut keys which you will have to learn, master to effectively use the editor. I will introduce those short keys one by one to you. Now do with me, just press DD, right? So you'll have to be in the editor, and then your line, this, see, look at this cursor. This cursor will be in any line, that's okay. Then press DD, so that means one line will be deleted wherever your cursor is that, and then when you press DD, one line will be deleted. DD is the command for deleting a line from editor. Now don't do anything, just follow me. Just press colon W Q, right? So this change will be written and then save. If you don't give W, then the editor will complain because you have some changes and then you want to quit out without writing it. So it will say no write since last change. You can compulsively, you can emphasize to quit without changing it. So for that you will have to use the exclamation mark. But at this moment we want to save it. So in that case, WQ then enter. That is a normal scenario when you want to save and exit from VI editor. So again, I'm just opening the file vim abc.txt and then open it, and then I want to copy this particular line so that you can use YY. So YY is just for copying a line, and then press P to repeat that. P to just repeat that. So we are in command line mode. So whatever we do, DD deleting a file, and then YY copying that particular line, and then press P so that whatever you copied will be pasted in the line just below where your course, wherever your cursor is, or in the place. If an empty line and your cursor is on a particular empty line, then that copied line will be pasted if you are in command mode. So why are we saying about command mode? Because VI editor has two modes. One is command mode, we are familiar now, but if you want to move to an edit mode, you have to press either A or I, A or S. So look at this VM file name and start editing, inserting in a file. Insert something into that file. So that you have to use any of these three letters. Press I for insertion. A for append means immediately after the current letter you have to append something without removing anything from the current position. So normally we use A, and similarly S. So you can try with that, either of the letter. My preference is I or A. Now let's go to the editor and then use it. Say for example, I want to edit something after A. So after I, so my cursor is on I, and then I press A. So it becomes insert mode. See the bottom portion, insert. So that indicates we are in the insert mode or in the edit mode. Now you can say I and my friend, and instead of A, I'm just pressing delete button now, because there is another way to delete. I just place the cursor after a letter and then press delete. So whichever the letter before the cursor, it will be removed. And then I pressed R. So I and my friend are good. And how are you? Maybe grammatically wrong, but I don't really look at what is that in the line. But I just want to help you, or just want to tell you that how we'll be able to edit a line. Then just follow me. You are just on that particular line. Don't press anything else than what I mentioned. Then press escape. So now you are in command mode. See that insert on the lower portion of the editor has gone. So how will you go to the edit mode again? Press I or A, right? So I pressed I now. So I am in the cursor. I am in the letter E. My cursor is in the letter E. So when I start typing, that will be inserted just before the current letter. So press A, it will be inserted after the current letter E. If you press I, it will be inserted before the current letter E. That is a major difference in between I and A. Now if you press yes, then it is actually removing the current letter and then you type there, right? So that is the difference between A's. You are really replacing it. So if you want to remove the current letter and then you want to edit something, you press S. Now another way, you want to make undo whatever you type, you can just press U. You can type it couple of times, so it will go back to the changes that you were doing, um, just a step before or multiple step before. How many times you press U, that many times the changes will be undo. Now again, if you want to save that, again colon W, just press enter. We are not giving Q, so that means we are not quitting from the editor. Whatever you have done so far, you are saving it. So the basics of VA editor, I just want to emphasize the factor that you please not the insert or edit mode activated. Say you might be pressing I or A or S to activate it if you are in command mode. Once you activate it, say I'm just pressing I now, and then activated it, and then you go anywhere. Say for example, if you want to add anything at the bottom portion of the current line, so you want to edit, you want to really insert anything below the current slide. There are different ways. Say sometimes we go to the end of the editor and then make sure we are in the insert mode and press enter. That's one way. You don't have to really do that. Say for example, this is the third line, and then I'm just pressing. So make sure you are in command mode. So how do you switch from edit mode to command mode? You have to just press escape. So when you press escape, you will go to the command mode and then press O. O will be immediately placing your cursor on the next line with an empty line. So you can directly goes to the insert mode. So you can start typing there without doing anything else. So this is the fourth line, and then press escape, going back to edit the command mode again. So then again I'm saving colon W. Whatever I changed has been stirred. So you understand the point. Wherever you want to press, you want to move to command mode, you press escape. So you can press escape multiple times. There is no problem with that. Repeatedly pressing escape doesn't have any effect. So but if you change to your command mode, from command mode to edit mode, then there is an effect. So you can start typing wherever you are, and then once you complete that, escape, then the insert in the bottom portion of the editor will disappear. Then plus colon WQ. If you want to quit out from the editor, so you can just use WQ and then press enter. So do you get some idea how vEditor is being used? We will cover more and more informations in the upcoming series. Thank you. You can get classroom training from Expertzlab Palarivattam Center. We provide courses on big data analytics, data science, and mean stack. For more information, call us or visit our website.